Look, you probably think your dog already knows exactly how much you love him, right? I mean, you feed him, you play with him, you give him treats, and all the pets. But what if some of the things you do to show love aren't actually what he needs from you? You can literally love your dog more than anything in the world and still completely miss the signals telling you what actually makes him feel safe, understood, and genuinely connected to you. Because dogs just don't experience love the way we humans do. They can't sit you down on the couch and say, "Hey, this is what I need." So they show you instead. They show you through their behavior, their body language, and sometimes through signals that most owners completely misunderstand. And once you know what to look for, you might realize that your dog has actually been trying to tell you something all along. So today, we're diving into the 5 hidden ways dogs actually want to be loved throughout their lives. And definitely pay close attention here, because number 5 is something a lot of owners don't even think about until their dog gets a bit older. And by then, it becomes more important than ever. Welcome to this explainer. Let's start with the big misunderstanding: how dogs actually experience love. When we love someone, we usually show it in ways that make sense to us: buying gifts, giving hugs, or saying I love you. But honestly, your dog isn't sitting there thinking, wow, they bought me a new squeaky toy, they must really love me. For your dog, the question is way simpler. It's just, what does life feel like when I'm with this person? Do I feel safe? Can I just relax? You could buy your dog the newest, most expensive toys on the market and still totally miss what actually matters to him. So let's flip the script and look at things from his point of view. Number 1. Feeling safe. The absolute foundation of trust. Safety creates trust. Your dog needs to feel completely safe with you every single day. And the thing is, your dog is paying attention to you constantly: your voice, your body language, your mood. Over time, he is learning one incredibly important thing: when I need this person, what's going to happen? If your dog makes a mistake, like bumping into a table and knocking something off, he has zero concept that the object was expensive. All he knows is your reaction. If you suddenly yell or scare him, he simply learns that when things go wrong, his favorite person suddenly becomes scary. But imagine the total opposite. He makes a mistake, and your response is just calm and predictable. Making your dog feel safe doesn't mean bubble wrapping him and protecting him from every scary thing in the world. It means becoming the person he immediately turns to when the world feels overwhelming. That is exactly why he can finally settle down and relax when you're nearby. But feeling safe is really only the beginning, because your dog can completely trust you and still feel like you're missing what he's trying to tell you. Which brings us to number 2, being understood. Listening without words. Your dog is communicating with you constantly, just, not with words. He's talking to you through the way he looks at you, when he hesitates, or even when he suddenly walks away. A lot of times you might think your dog is just being stubborn when he refuses to move, or maybe difficult when he starts barking out of nowhere. But loving your dog really means paying attention here. Often that unwanted behavior is literally just your dog trying to say, hey, I'm totally overwhelmed, or I need some space. We have to shift from asking, why is he doing this, to asking, okay, what is he actually trying to communicate right now? So the really crucial takeaway is this: when your dog realizes that you are paying attention to what makes him nervous instead of just instantly scolding him, he learns something super powerful. He learns, my person actually listens to me. It's not just about giving him treats or what you think he wants, but putting in the effort to accept him and genuinely understand what he actually needs in that moment. Moving on to number 3, being a dog, accepting their natural instincts. Sometimes the absolute best way to love your dog isn't trying to mold him into some perfect human-like pet. It's just accepting the dog he already is, sniffing everything, exploring, and appropriate chewing. These aren't just quirks, they are deeply meaningful parts of his life. We naturally tend to pull our dogs away from a random smell just because it doesn't seem important to us. But to your dog, that's his entire way of experiencing the world. Ultimately, your dog shouldn't have to act human just to earn your love. Now, there is a massive difference between safely guiding your dog and trying to control every single second of his life. Yes, obviously he needs rules, he needs boundaries, and he needs your protection. But within those boundaries, he really needs the room to make his own choices and follow those natural instincts. Now, with that said, giving him freedom definitely doesn't mean just tossing him out to face a big, overwhelming world completely alone, which actually leads right into our next point. Number 4, building confidence, helping them feel brave. When your dog gets spooked by something unfamiliar, your very first instinct is probably to rush right over and make the scary thing disappear. We all do it, but there's a really fine line between protecting your dog and accidentally teaching him that the world is this terrifying place to be afraid of. If the situation is actually perfectly safe, just stay calm, give him some space, Let him be the one to decide whether he wants to inch a little closer to investigate or if he just wants to move on. Getting through a brand new experience at a manageable pace is exactly how real confidence grows. Your dog really just needs someone to help him discover that he can handle difficult moments. It's honestly a lot like teaching a kid to ride a bike. You stay close enough to catch them if they fall, but you have to give them the chance to find their balance. You're basically saying, hey, I've got your back, but I really believe you can do this. And this gradual confidence growth gives your dog such a profound sense of security, opening him up to totally new adventures. But as time goes on, things do change. Which brings us to number 5, lifelong love, changing together. Unlike the others, this final way to love your dog becomes critically important as the years roll by. Because look, no matter how much we wish we could freeze time, that wild little puppy who could run for hours is eventually going to slow down. And when your dog changes, the way you love him really needs to change too. He might need much shorter walks, a lot more rest, and maybe just a little help getting up off the floor. He might need a bit more patience from you, but his immense value to you, that must never, ever change. Your dog gives you his entire life, but his entire life isn't always going to feel the same. If his abilities change, you have to change with him. The things he can no longer do should absolutely never become more important than the companion who is still sitting right beside you. I mean, he is still the exact same dog who spent his entire life choosing you. Loving him through every single stage, young, fully grown, and old, is honestly the deepest form of lifelong connection. All right, so let's pull all of this together. Your dog wants to feel safe. He wants to be understood. He wants the freedom to just be a dog. He wants you to help build his confidence. And he wants to receive your unconditional love through every single life stage. Notice how literally none of these are about buying fancy gifts or being some flawless pet owner? Real love is entirely about understanding what makes your dog feel loved from his point of view. We spend so much time worrying and asking, does my dog know I love him? But when we start looking at the little things, the way he follows you from room to room, the way he completely relaxes when you sit near him, or how he turns to you the second he gets scared, we realize there's a much deeper question we should be asking. It's not, does my dog know I love him? It's, does my dog feel loved by me? That one simple question really changes everything about how you see your dog. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 things do you honestly think your own dog needs from you the most right now? Take a quick second and let me know down in the comments. And hey, if you want to keep learning how to understand your dog a little better, definitely make sure you subscribe. Because ultimately, before you move on with your day, remember to give your dog some of your time and your undivided attention. Because sometimes the absolute best way to love your dog is simply to see the world from his side.